It's really amazing because to think that Mayor Blackburn in the late 60s, early 70s had a vision.
One of my earliest memories is that we would ride our bikes down Stratford Road, where we lived at the time. And at the end of Stratford Road, there were all these trees. And my father was a man of great vision, and he had an instinct about what could be a great park at that point. And it was his recommendation that the city hire the best recreational consultant in the country. And they hired the Charles Graves organization out of Atlanta, Georgia. Their vision matched my father's vision to have recreation. It was a quality of life that people choose to live not only where there's good employment, but where there's good quality of life. And recreation was seen as very important. The Graves organization was aware of this wave pool that at that time had been developed in Germany.
So he gathered some gentlemen together and they flew to Germany to see this wave pool, to talk to the engineers. And after getting all that information, he flies back, puts together a master plan for Point Mallard.
So it wasn't shortly thereafter that the rumblings started going about town that there was going to be possibly a wave pool. And that was kind of when I had the first idea about the fact that we were going to be the only city in the United States that had the ocean-like wave pool. It was amazing to watch Gilmer work and get things done in order for that to happen. And let me tell you, they were not small things. Some of the challenges of the first one was, how was he going to pay for it without using taxpayers' money? The second one was, there's 300 some odd acres out there that was earmarked for industries that TVA owned. But Gilmer convinced them that it was the cleanest industry that he could put out there that would have the least effect on the river.
TVA donated the land. The government officials gave him all kinds of grants so the city of Decatur would not be out money. And he was able to put together this recreational facility that had a wave pool, a golf course, a campground, an ice rink, the stage field where they could have huge events, a almost 3-mile trail that borders the Tennessee River. And to think the way he put the city of Decatur on the map with recreation, unlike anybody else was doing.
Great reception, not only from Decatur, but from everywhere, because they wanted to come see the only wave pool. Of course, Decatur was only like 38,000 people at the time, and for a town that size to do something like that was quite an accomplishment.
It also allowed for our local community to be a gateway to our guests from around North Alabama and throughout the region. It's amazing how many people I've met over the years that said, I've been to Point Mallard in Decatur.
And I've had people come to me many times telling me that, they were there when they were a kid and how much they enjoyed Point Mallard. Parents that took their kids there and how, man, that was the place to go during the summer when they were out of school, all the way to employees saying, I love my years that I worked there. I wanted my kid to work there. My kids worked there. I mean, when you go and you're working in a place where everybody's having fun, it gives you a good feeling about what you're doing because you're putting smiles on people's faces. There's been a ton of activities that has been created out at Point Mallard because of the venue that it is, and people don't have those type venues.
Just as important as the wave pool was the Olympic-sized pool and the diving well on the other side of the complex. If you go back through the history, we trained our Olympic champions here at the Point Mallard Aquatic Center.
President Reagan came.
Thank you.
That was at the Spirit of America Field. We worked around the clock out there getting that thing ready because the Secret Service had given us a list of things that had to be prepared for him, including like the things on the stage had to have bulletproof steel. I'll never forget that and how huge that was and the crowd that came for that.
Thank you all. God bless you all.
When you look back at the vision that Gilmer Blackburn had, and then you become the person that's supposed to maintain and even bring it to a higher level if you can, to me, it was just, it's a load on your shoulders to think that you cannot let this thing go backwards. You've got to keep moving it forward and making it the very best that it can be, because, you can't just sit idle. You've got to grow.
I think he always knew that it could be very successful. He was always very keen to promote it, also to promote its importance, not just to make money. It was always intended to be a lifestyle enhancement.
I've learned to appreciate people like Gilmer Blackburn. Every community needs somebody like him, because he was a visionary. It's a facility that I think a lot of communities wish they had.
Point Mallard is a place that, when you think about it, it just puts a smile on your face because of the enjoyment that so many, I'd say millions since the 1970s, have enjoyed over all these years.